All right, everyone. So welcome to the first video. Well, second, if you look at the entire series, but the first hands-on video with Book Like a Boss and webhooks. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through the process of setting up webhooks between Book Like a Boss and Integrately, and then sending the information from Book Like a Boss to Google Sheets. So I have Book Like a Boss here, I have Integrately here, and I have a dedicated demo Google Sheet that I set up here. And in this video, we will set up the order. We will send client information, order information, the status of the order. We will send information about coupons. And the reason for coupons is because I would like you to see how do I use different formatting steps, just in case you need down the line. There was some discussion about how to use formatter and how to split text for the different platforms. So I will use a certain step throughout the video to send the full coupon code and then just a stripped down version of the coupon code here. And then I will show you how what does a booking look like and how does a cancellation look like, just so you'll be able to feel the difference between the two different events. So let's get started. In order to set up a webhook with Book Like a Boss, we need to log into our account, and then from the left-hand side here, from the menu, we need to go to Other Settings and then to Integrations. And then this page will show up with all the different integrations. And if we'll scroll down, see that we have the option to manage webhooks and add a webhook to the account. Now, one thing that's very important to know, there are two ways in Book Like a Boss to add webhooks. The first one is through the integration screen. And if we add a webhook here, it's a global webhook. So all meetings and all events will trigger the meeting created or rescheduled or canceled event. That's a global setup. In addition, from the different booking pages, there is a new icon here at the top. That's a webbook icon. So if I will click on that one, I have the option to choose the global webbook or to take this off and then add a webbook here. Now, the difference is if we want to have webhooks or different webhooks triggered for different meeting types or services, then we will simply clear off the global option and add a dedicated webhook. Use cases, for example, if we want to run extensive or significantly different automations or processes between different services, then we may want to disable the global option. Alternatively, we can use one automation with different rules and routers, but if we have multiple events, like if we have more than one or two, more than two basically, then just running this through filters and condition will be a huge overhead for most of the users. Unless you're an automation expert, it can be very complex task to do. So my recommendation, if you have, if you want to run and use the same automation, the same sequence for all your events to trigger with all your events, just use the global option. And if you run completely different automations, maybe you run automations for customers and you run multiple accounts and, from your Book Like a Boss account, then clear the global option from here and add a dedicated webhook. In this video, I'm going to assume that we're using the global option and I'm not going to add anything here. So I'm simply going to close this page, go back to the integration page and navigate to the manage webhooks here. Okay. And so the first the first thing that we need to do is to click on add. And then here we'll have the option to add the webhook URL. Now, it's very important that we will get the webhook URL from the automation platform first before we select any of the events here. The reason is that Book Like a Boss automatically saves and refreshes the page. And if you click on any one of these checkboxes before pasting the URL here, this box will simply disappear. Okay, so let's go to my automation. Again, we're working with Integrately in this video. And from here, I'm simply going to click on New Automation. And I'm going to search for webhook. sorry, webbook. And I'm going to select webbook as the first app. And the second app will be Google Sheets. And so the process that we're looking to set up is when an operation performed on a webhook, that will be the trigger. Okay. So when an operation is performed on a webhook, we want to create a spreadsheet row in Google Sheets. So the trigger will be to capture a new event, and then we will do something in Google Sheets, which is basically creating a row. So let's click on Go. And now Integrately will generate a catch address. This is the address that we see here. So we need to click on copy to copy that address. And then we need to go to Book Like a Boss. Again, there's a chance that this page will be refreshed by the time you do this. So in my case, it's already been cleared and I need to click on the add button again. And I simply need to paste the address that I copied. And as you can see, Book Like a Boss already saved the page. And now I want to select the events that trigger this webhook, trigger sending information to the webhook. So it's going to be created, canceled, and rescheduled. Now I'm going to demonstrate created and canceled in this video, but the process is pretty much the same, even if rescheduled is something that we need to account for. Okay. And again, there's no need to save the page. The page is automatically saved as we select the different events. So now we have the webhook already configured in Book Like a Boss. And the next thing that we need to do is to go to the product and services. And I'm going to simply load the demo page for this booking. And I'm going to book a meeting with myself. And then what will happen once I book the meeting, Book Like a Boss will send a notification to Integrately, and I will be able to click, okay, to click on this button. And then Integrately will automatically capture the information and will present it to me. This is a much more elegant way than skipping the wizard and doing everything by ourselves. So let me just, randomly select time and date. And I'm going to say, enter my full name. And I am going to enter address. And I've set up a coupon code that I would like to use for the purpose of this demo. And it's free 0 demo. So I'm going to put here the demo code, right? Discount applied. And simply going to click on book me. And booking has been placed. So now I'll switch to Integrately. And I'm going to click on the orange button and I've set the URL. Okay. And now Integrately simply tells me that they need a test record, which we've already sent. So I'm going to click on done, check if received. And this is what we were looking for. Test record received successfully. So let's click on see test record and see what we sent and what Integrately has received. So first of all, we have the type, which is booking created. Makes total sense. We just created a booking. And I will show you down the line in this video how we use this event. We have booked with, so who is the service provider? Super useful if we use company accounts and we have more than one service provider. So we will have the name and the email of the service provider. We have booking ID, we have the package name, customer full name, customer first and last name, customer email, how many participants, price, and coupon code. Now this is very useful because if we have coupon code as part of the webhook, we can use it down the line to also trigger different actions, send the information to our CRM, tag the user with specific coupons or tags. Super useful, right? So this is the information that we received by the webhook. Now we can click on continue. And I'm going to select my existing Google Sheets connection. Okay, I need to reconnect. So let me quickly reconnect with my Google account. Right. Missions, continue. All right. So now we have our Google account connected, or my Google account connected. I'm simply going to select the spreadsheet here. So the spreadsheet will be Book Like a Boss demo. And the worksheet, of course, will be the only worksheet available in this worksheet. That's great. And now we see a message that the automation is ready, but I would like to modify and view the settings before I approve it, because Integrately automatically maps a certain condition, but I would like to verify them before I trigger and set on the automation. So I'm going to click on, do you want to add more apps condition branching? I'm going to click on yes to bring up and upload the automation builder. So I'm going to minimize this space, this trigger. And here we have the option to modify the information that we send to Google Sheets. So first of all, I've added a column that says order ID. So I'm going to look for the booking ID here, and I'm going to simply map that field. And now, status, the event type is booking created. Okay, so I'm going to write here created. Okay, the coupon is first of all, I'm going to add the full coupon code from the webbook that's here. And I'm going to add platform as Integrately. We'll copy and paste. Just so we'll have better tracking also in future videos in the series. Now, a question that I saw in the discussion in the forum is, how do we use formatter to split text in, take only substring or part of a certain text and take actions on it? So this is what I'm going to show you right now. Before the action to create a spreadsheet row, I'm going to add another app. And that app is data modifier. And I'm going to modify data with Integrately data modifier. So what I'm going to do in this demo is I'm simply going to click here. And once I click on that column here, on that field here, I have the option to modify field value, which I will click on right here at the top. And I'm going to choose modify text. Okay. And from the options here, I'm going to select, I want to split the text. So I want to extract the text after a particular character. I want to take everything that comes after the 0 character. So I'm going to extract everything after a particular character. And there are many options here that you can choose from. And the concept is always the same. So I'm going to choose this. And then the text to split is the coupon code here, which is free 0 demo. And I want to start at 0. This is the letter to start at. Then I'm going to click on apply and validate and save. And with that, what I did, I just told Integrately that every time we have a booking in place, I want you to split the code at character 0 and take everything that comes after it. So now I can go to coupon short, minimize this, trigger data, and click on data modified and data modifier to receive the output. And as you can see now, I have only the word demo, which I will click on right now. But the changes are saved, and I can click on test. And once I do that, it will switch to my Google Sheets. You can see that I have all the information here. So I have the order ID, my first name and last name, the status of the order, the coupon code, and the coupon short code. And for example, I just noticed that I forgot to add the customer email address here. And this is a great example because I will show you right now how to add more columns just in case you need them in the future. So order ID, I'm going to right click here, add column to the left. And here I'm simply going to type customer email. Okay. I just want to add it now to the automation. I'm going to go back to the flow editor, and from the Google Sheet, action, I'm going to click on refresh fields, which will bring up an additional field here, customer email. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to take the customer email from the webbook. And now all I have to do is one more time, click on retest, go back to the Google Sheets, and now we have all the information available here. So again, we have the order number, customer email, first and last name, status of the meeting is created, it's been booked. Okay, we have the full coupon code, and we have the short coupon code. So again, you can take this code to your CRM, and you can say you can tag, you can set up codes that are equivalent to tags in your CRM or any other autoresponder, and start triggering additional automation based on the information provided from the webbook. Now, at the beginning of the video, I also told you that I'm sending information when a booking has been scheduled or canceled. And I'm going to make an adjustment here, and I'm going to update this row after I cancel the meeting. So why is it important, and why do I include this in the video? Let's say that one of your customers has canceled a meeting, and you would like to either tag him with an additional tag that says canceled to retain him, or send him additional warm-up emails, or to take him out of your autoresponder or your CRM or whatever. So how do we do that? The first thing that I will do is I will add a condition before the steps. So I will click here, I will hover with my mouse here over the green button, and I will say add filter or check condition. And once I do that, I will basically add that the field type, this is what I will specify, the field type should match booking created. And what it means that every time that the webbook will trigger, okay, all the actions that we had just set up to add a row to the Google Sheets will only trigger if the event type or the action that's been performed is booking schedule. And if the event will be booking canceled that we will set up right now, instead of adding a row, we will update the row, and the event type will be here. The status will be canceled. This is how we do it. And this will also allow you to do it with other applications as well. So once we have that done, because that part of booking created is already done by now, I'm simply going to click on else. And here I have another filter automatically added. This is how the logic works. If it's an else, if it's not part of this if or condition, then automatically we add another condition. And again, I'm going to go with booking with the field that says booking type, called booking type. And here, instead of booking created, I'm simply going to type booking cancel. Right? So this condition, this part of the automation will only trigger once we cancel, either we cancel or a customer cancel the booking. Now, when that's done, I'm going to add another app here. And the other app with Google Sheet will first be find the row with the matching order ID. So I'm going to search row using a column and value. So this is the first step that we need to take, because in order to update the report, we first need to find the row, to identify the row in Google Sheet that has the matching values, the matching row or ID. So I'm going to click on select row using columns and values. And again, I'm going to choose my connection with Google Sheets. I'm going to choose the specific Google Sheet and worksheet. And now I'm going to specify two columns to search for. The first column will be the customer email. And I'm going to choose from the webbook data, I'm going to choose the customer email. And the second column will be order ID. And again, I'm going to choose the booking ID from the event data. Now, because I've created duplicate records here, and that's not really an option with Book Like a Boss, I will manually delete this row because there is no way that Book Like a Boss will send two identical order IDs in multiple rows. So I'm just clearing up some inconsistencies that are caused by my testing. You will not have to do it. And now I'm simply going to click on test. And what will happen right now is that basically Integrately will go and it will fetch row number 2. And the next step for me will be to add another app with Google Sheets one more time. But this time I'm going to choose update spreadsheet row. And again, I'm going to choose my connection, select the spreadsheet and the worksheet, and I'm going to map the row number from the previous step. So I'm going to choose row number 2. It's been returned from the previous search result. And now I don't want to add in any row here. I want to keep all the columns, everything exactly as they were supposed to be, but I do want to change the status to cancel because the booking has been canceled. Now, if I will click on test and go back to the Google spreadsheet, you will see that the status has been updated to cancel. So this gives us a very good overview right here that our meeting has canceled. And again, if we're working here with autoresponder or CRM or whatever, we can send a different event and trigger different automation in the relevant app. So now that everything has been tested successfully, all we need to do is simply test and continue all the way until Integrately is happy with the result and found no errors in the individual testing phases. And then we can simply activate the automation, which we just did. Okay. And because we just conducted the test, because we just conducted the test, a new row is added, which is currently it's fine. So when our automation is currently enabled, I do want to suggest just a couple of more house cleaning tasks for you to be able to more effectively manage the automation. So first of all, give the automation a more meaningful name. So let's say when a meeting is booked in Book Like a Boss, add a row to Google Sheets and update and cancel. That will allow you to identify what this automation is doing if you have multiple automations in your backend. Okay. And I highly recommend to do the same with each individual step. So for example, I would simply click here on the pencil sign, deactivate the automation, and just give here a meaningful name. So capture lab event, right? And then You're going to use extract coupon code. Now this space, by the way, is optional. If you don't use coupons, then you don't need it. But of course, if you use coupon, it makes total sense. Create spreadsheet row in Google Sheet. I would just rename it to add new booking to a new BLAB booking to Google Sheets. Right. And then because we cannot rename the filter itself, what I do as best practice, the first action step after the filter, I specify with a title what the filter is. So if BLAB meeting is canceled, search for the relevant row in Google Sheets. The row in Google Sheets. And then the second phase will be modify the sheet, update the sheet to, and then the row with status cancel. So that way, when you look at the automation, you know exactly what each and every step is doing, and you don't have to feel lost as you look at all the individual steps. Okay. So now I think that our automation is ready to be fully tested while it's up and running. Let's go here. Our automation is on. We have the green icon here. We have multiple rows here because we tested again, which is also fine. Now, let's refresh the page, bring it back up. I'll choose a different time of the day. I'm going to enter my full name, and let's try with a different email address. That's what will be easier for us to see the difference. I'm going to take the coupon code here from my clipboard. Click on apply, click on book me, and then the booking is successfully placed. So now all we need to do is switch to our Google Sheets. And already we have the row here. The row has been added successfully. The type is created. This is the new customer fake email and the order ID. So now I'm going to go back to the dashboard. I'm going to go to the specific meeting. I'm going to cancel it. So because this is a different event, what I expect to see right now in Google Sheets is the status changed to cancel. And as you can see, the status is indeed changed to cancel. So this is it. This is how to set up webhooks between Book Like a Boss and Integrately. Super easy, very effective, very efficient. If you have any questions, feel free to comment or reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to answer any question you may have. I will see you in the next movie, in the next part of the series with video about how to set all of this up with Publi Connect.